Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Avatar Plays Crusader Kings 2 After the End. You are a pirate. Now, you may be wondering, hey, this isn't your game, this is just the new game screen. And it's like, yes, you may have seen from the intro that there was an update. And guess what? Your boy here was on Steam Workshop, and the download it auto downloaded the update, and all my old files are they've been dusted. They're bupkis, kaput, ground into rubble, because your boy didn't think to maybe make a backup of the files or unsubscribe to have a more consistent experience. And that's on me. My bad. But this is exciting because this update came out literally today. I have the notes in front of me. So they added ability for players to control Japanese and Russian colonization, as well as consumerist uprising using the Ruler Designer DLC. That's not important to me. They added a ton of new provinces to the map, and I want to show you some of this. They've done a lot just in the places that I know about. If you were watching my previous series, you'll probably recognize that these are not the usual in Idaho here, the Idaho Nevada region. This is way different. They've changed it so that Black Rock Desert is its own desert. They've added tons of new provinces, like instead of Duck Valley being Winnemucca and everything, and then there's Elko, there's Winnemucca itself. Owyhee and Gem Canyon are all its own things. They added Custer as like they split Lemhi in half and such. And so a lot has happened just in other places. We're not going to be focusing on these places. They changed this into Harney. And also they definitely weakened Haida Talagong. They mentioned that in the notes. Basically they added tons of stuff. They overhauled the Great Plains region, added new cultures and reshuffled borders of existing states. They split Ghost Dance, or the Nanisana, into two new religions, the Peyotis and the Midewiwin. And the Midewiwin and Raventails are reformable. Now, also overhauled history of the Pacific Northwest to make the Haida less powerful, hopefully, compared to the Gaians. The Norse religion adjusted with even more after the end specific flavor, changed Sedic mechanics. Holy wars outside of California are now impossible, and powerful rulers can directly challenge the Celestial Emperor for the throne. These are interesting changes that I would like to get into in later playthroughs when I return to the American West, or maybe elsewhere in another playthrough. They've added an equivalent of Outremer for Mormons when they do their holy wars and stuff. The Empire of Zion and the Greater Deseret is what they will have it known as. Consumerism now undergoes a religious schism following the death of a prophet, and they added a equivalent to the Blood of Alexander from the base game. They're calling it the Blood of MacArthur. And there's a whole boatload of minor bug fixes, quality of life improvements, and other changes and such. And I'm like tripping over my words right now because it's exciting. They've changed a lot just in the continental US. And I know for a fact that they've changed the geography of the Caribbean Empire here, because Hispaniola here used to be a bit different. How do I know this? Why would I know this extremely specifically? Because I was just playing in my free time. I was playing another playthrough here, and I remember these are not the same places. These were all bigger areas, and now Hispaniola is a lot harder to conquer, but it's a lot more resource dense because of all the little regions that it has. And that's, I think, very interesting. Now, why do I know this? It's because I decided to, play as a character. This one. I discovered Captain Jack the Savvy of House Sparrow on the captaincy of Tortuga. And I mean, it's Mimi, and it's interesting and it's funny. It's like, they put this Jack Sparrow in it. Haha, very funny. I played a whole bunch of that and I enjoyed it. And then they updated the game to be cool, and that killed my old save. But because my old save I was doing on You Are a Pirate is dead, but I only got 5 episodes in, I gotta continue it somehow. I really do. It means a lot to me that I actually do this, and I feel like I can start it for real this time. It's not sight reading because I've already played it. This could end horribly though, because new features and such, maybe the increased power of the Caribbean Empire in terms of their economy and their forces is another thing entirely. This is going to be a difficult one. We start off with a single island, Tortuga. And we're in the density of the Caribbean Empire. And I'm going to do it. Iron Man mode's disabled. Doesn't matter. We start. Now, it feels good to start a new game with this new features. It feels like things are fresh now. Even though it might not be functionally that fresh, I very much enjoy that I have this opportunity. So let's see. I have one son, Glenroy Sparrow. I think that's generated because I had the option turned on. I don't remember turning it on myself, but I think it was automatically turned on. And for honest purposes, I'm going to say I just don't like trying to deviate away from what is default in a game, because it seems like that's what is generally intended. Usually. And one can argue like, well, it's too easy or it's too hard if you do it these ways and you should change it. Like, some people might be angry about the fact that I have that one retreat option on, where it's like a forced retreat, where the shattered retreat. And that's just something that a lot of players and YouTubers I've noticed turn off. I don't turn that off. I think the people put it there because that's sort of what they meant. So, Obadele. He is my court physician, my pilot. I don't know where he is or where in my court he is. He's my pilot. Oh yes, he's the pilot of the pilot house of Rocher. And we have the city of Kiona. And Captain Jack Sparrow, we're West Indy, which is Carabanglo. And we have the Brethren religion again. What's our stats? Okay. We are duelist focus. We have the captaincy of Tortuga. Let's see. Tortuga de jure is just, this duchy is just itself. And we can create it. Should we? Maybe. Perhaps we should focus more, however, on instantly getting a ton of cash first. And hopefully not being attacked. We'll see. Does anybody have... So this person has the kingdom of Hispaniola. And we are a part of it. And that's scary. Because previously, I believe in the previous patch, the kingdom of Hispaniola didn't exist. Which meant that they didn't have de jure claim on us immediately. And now, I think they do. And that's not good news for us. That's dangerous. So, give me, oh my lord, my kid is stubborn. He's craven, he's stubborn. He's just got to be really stewardship based. He doesn't have any courtiers or people to impress, really. There are not very many people who are going to try to murder him for anything at this point in time. We don't have any vassals except for the pilot, and like he's just a religious man. We should focus on war. And our ambition to build a chest. And we could extort subjects. We don't believe in that. We have 783 soldiers. Now let's see how many that turns into. Hurricane, my lands are unaffected. We get a lot of hurricane messages. It's not a big deal. We look over here and we see we don't have enough to raid this. This is the one, these islands, we usually want to raid the islands. They're weaker, and generally they don't bring as many soldiers to reinforce it. So let's see. Fleet, we have enough soldiers, enough boats for this army, which we're going to send over here. Is it enough to raid it? It's not. Somehow I did not do the math. So this island is not where we're going to be raiding. It's not going to work that way. We try to find places that are completely disconnected, and that's difficult. So if we look at Cayman, still too strong. Here, still too strong. We don't have enough troops out of any of these places. So it seems a difficult choice. Where do we raid? We might have to go farther than we'd like. Say, yeah, we can raid this place, and it's not bad for money either. So we're gonna bring our little raiding party over to these islands. They're not likely to bring reinforcements, and we're going to make a lot of money. And this is what this series was meant to be about. It's meant to be about making a lot of money, and hopefully not being absorbed into Caribbean Empire and, you know, perhaps even obliterated. So yeah, the rulers of Musketia are not going to be happy. And how much money can we make? We can make a maximum of 80 because we have 8 boats. We could have gotten more boats, but it seems unnecessary at the moment. We're not likely to be raided by other people either. And if we were, that would be really sad because that's kind of insulting. Now we don't have enough soldiers to raid the anchorage of Providencia. So we're just going to go on back, bring some money back, bring some prestige back. They're going to say, oh, you bring in some stuff. And it's going to improve a little bit, just minorly, our economy via soldiers and tax income. So like levy size plus 5%, tax income plus 0.05. That's not a lot. But in a game of numbers, every small number counts. So what we'll want here is Pirate Port 2. It's not a lot of soldiers, but it increases our galleys by a little bit, and we already have a keep. It seems a little, it's like, it's not very value, right? It's not very value. Unless it is. It is 50 plus, it's another 50 soldiers, plus the keep bonus, which is 5%, not to mention that we're supposed to have trained troops on here, and collect, wait, I'm going to check what's the culture here. The culture here is Haitian, but our culture is West Indian. So maybe we want to keep our purser Archibald here on administering the realm, so maybe he can convert the culture into West Indian. So we disband this army, and we see how many soldiers can we have. A maximum of 890 so far. And we shouldn't build the pirate port yet, because we want to get that tax income bonus from the... Let's see, can we even take this? We only have 777, so that's 500-ish, close to 500. Yeah, that's not going to happen. We can't get that town. So we need to find a place that is safe to raid and disconnected. This is a difficult task, by the way, in case people are unfamiliar. We see how many soldiers they can raise here. That's 800. It's dangerous. But here they can raise 600. But we don't have enough to raid either of those because we need like twice the number of soldiers there. So yeah, there's a lot of difficult math going on with our small numbers so far. And we already fulfilled the war chest. Never mind. I guess I'm just a little excessive there. Let's just get a pirate port built immediately so we can increase our soldier amount as we go on. Now, that is close to 900. So if we can get 900 soldiers, then we can raid Lagonave. It's difficult. Like, we can raid rapidly. We can do quick raids rather than full-on siege raids. Like, we can raid Les CKII just for the Les CKII for this money right here, and we wait for those soldiers to gather together, and then we have all that we can get from the county, so we leave. You can see where the money is unprotected, like here in La Barboa, Baracoa, pardon me, ancient warfare. I must have the armaments, so we can get some traits, maybe, if we roll the dice here. Let's see. We could get humble, kind, and content. Kind and humble are okay, but if we're going to be a warrior, we'd want some stuff. 10% for ambitious would be nice. Sea Hag, 5 piety. Tall Tales, 10 prestige. Envious is not a great... It's not a great trait to have. It kind of sucks. Let's just go for the kind. We didn't get any of it, it looks like. Actually, we got humble. We did. I just needed a refresh. So, this is dangerous. And now we should probably leave because they immediately have soldiers ready. And they were just about to come get us. So, it's a lot of being calculated and making dangerous plays here to get the money. We can at least raid the unprotected county loot. Now, my son, do we make him ambitious? No. Do we want to sabotage our own ability? No. We'll raid these guys. And we will just get this county loot going here. And that's approaching almost... Oh! I can't believe they've done it. They went and did this. They chased me down. They've never done this to me before. And now I'm not sure I can actually raid. That might have really stunted my ability to make money, because I now have to go somewhere else, I think. So, yar, matey, all of the above. I'm just going to get some random traits, I guess, because I'm a pirate. I'm a drunkard. Well, I mean, that happened last time. What can you do? We got more money. We lost a good deal of our soldiers, though. So now we're only down to 656 out of our 1,000 possible soldiers. And that isn't good numbers, but we just have to fight for it. So, I'm still pumped up. I'm still Oh, exciting. I almost didn't notice this. Brazilian Empire is in the middle of what we call a civil war. This makes it easier to snag other items, other territories away from the Caribbean Empire. But it's usually not as risky because of the island setup. The island setup and the island AI is not as straightforward. If somebody forgets their boats somewhere, they can't do anything with them. I'm not sure we can raid the Caribbean Empire anymore, but I'm going to try and see what happens. And so we get a lot of these events where, storms and like winds over Tortuga. We want to spend money to help these things get better. We could do morale of armies and local revolt risk, or we can increase the taxes entirely. And we don't have a lot of taxes to increase here, but it's worth it, I think. And we use these. Holy moly, that's a lot of soldiers. We're not going over there. They're gathering their armies. So I'm going to just go over here and begin raiding the revolt instead. This place is unprotected. I doubt they'll continue to protect it. We just need a little bit of money. Well, they might be coming. It looks like they're coming. Let's get out of here. They don't like us. Nobody's going to like us in this entire playthrough. That's just the nature of things. We bring the money back home because we got to keep getting that cash. So, can we raid? No, we can't raid there. They're protecting their stuff in the Bahamas pretty well. Maybe we can get a little bit out in New Providence. Let's go all the way to New Providence. And we can't raid because we were defeated by the Caribbean Empire. So we are in a pickle where we pretty much have to raid only everybody else, I guess. But it's much more convenient with the islands because they are harder to defend with their armies. So I said, but... And we can't... Okay, I picked an island where there was no money available, and these guys are busy doing something else. Wait, go back. We can actually raid that one. Never mind. I guess we just got our army used. Whoops. I accidentally moved into a Jamaican army. A Caribbean Empire army, and... Wow. Whoops. That's kind of my tagline, you may have noticed, is... making mistakes. So, bring the army down, bring the army back up again. It's as many soldiers as we can. We go here. Okay, my son is a thrifty clerk. Let's see if we can get him somebody with good genetics. Genetics. This person has good genetics, but is 1 year old. We can wait. So how much money is that? 11. Not a lot. One more. Excuse me. I'm trying to pay attention to make sure I don't lose entirely. Your wisdom and merciful. Yeah, I triggered that. That's my bad. So these guys are bringing their army back up again. I'm going to leave. I guess bring back another 11, 16 gold or so. Crusader Queens, they improved the art on that. I know I closed it really fast, but they did change the art and they made it cooler. So that's nice. Let's see what the mouse looks like. How much money can we take out of Florida here? This is the mouse. This is Tampa, Miami region. Inspiring leader is a good trait to have as a commander. So I'm taking that. Florida Bay, Tampa, a lot of protected loot. Caloosahatchee, we're gonna get a lot of the loot there if we can. And I don't think the mouse, at least Miami, is going to bring all their soldiers down to bear on us yet. Not in a way that is meaningful or usable for them. We did get a lot of loot. That's 38. I mean, that's not a lot of loot later on, but early on we've been needing that. Let's go here and see if we can get more. Yeah, it looks like they've been bringing down Tallahassee. We can actually complete the siege on Tallahassee, right? Because they're weak. They just went through a battle. And also, the Holy Columbian Confederation is in Civil War. I mean, I don't normally pay attention, so I don't know how often that happens. I suppose it's happened fairly often. The pregnancy of my wife has caused her to develop quite the unusual tastes. It's lose 1 or lose 1.1 and get good opinion from my wife, who has a hair lip. Huh. Who'd have thunk? She has a chance of getting gluttonous. She already has gluttonous. What do I care? She should rest. It's not like she's usually the one doing that. So I believe... Alright, she's learning a lot too. I don't understand what's going on. A lot of those pregnancy events. Oh! They're coming for us. We gotta go. As much as I really wanted to raid that, they had the means. And we didn't have the means. We only had the memes. And you can't win wars with memes, at least not yet. Because we're going to prove that we can because we're pirates. Pirates are memes. Let's see. 800. Now we're going to have to, bring our ships down. See, we almost have the increased ship levy. We'll just wait a little bit. About another month, and we should have the next ship levy increased. And yeah, it's not built yet. Now we have a daughter named Sharon. Nice. How's our son, by the way? He's just betrothed to a 1-year-old. That's right. Yeah, who would do that? Who would betroth someone to a 1-year-old? We should make a friend. Don't know how that's going to happen. Now, with the money we have, the means we do, we could think about building a shipyard so that no matter how many troops we have, we could always have enough. But I think instead we should definitely increase the number of our troops because we have some vassal ship levies. So we can take advantage of those as well. So we're going to use the light infantry. We don't care about the heavy infantry yet. We're not about winning battles yet. We're about making money. Once we make the money, we can get the soldiers that will actually win the fights. And when they can win the fights, then they can, do warfare. But right now, we're just preparing for warfare. It's like the war chest thing. And I'm not talking about the sauce. Now, we have a lot of soldiers. This isn't a very rich place to raid, though. So, we should consider another place. Like maybe back in Florida again. Or perhaps down here, because they're in the middle of warfare. And this one place, this Mayaguez, nice hat. We must try to save the people. Oh, we don't have a lot of money. So we could lose. We're about to lose some people. And some money. Or we just... Oh. We have a choice to make. I made this choice a lot when I had a lot of money. But now I only have 4 gold, and this is complicated. Can I even borrow money? I can. So we try to save the people. And we can pay this back really fast with the nature of raiding and such. We're going to raid this place. They are going to help us raid it, technically, right? Or are we not? Or are we just helping them capture this because we're raiders and they are... Okay, yeah, I think... Yeah, they're actually sieging it. I'm not going to get money out of this. But I want to see what happens. We did get money. We did loot it. That's awesome. Did they capture it though? No, they're helping us loot it. Whoops for them, I guess. We were there first, and so we controlled the siege outcome. So now we've got 44 gold here. And if we get the other town, we'll probably have a full ship's worth of gold back, and then I think we can just immediately pay off the loan we took. Maybe confront my wife. She's listened to my advice. She might be back in shape in a few weeks. Okay. Whatever that means. My ways. I lose the arbitrary trait. That's good for stats, baby. Right? So, Koiba. I don't know where Koiba is. Captain Orlando of Koiba. Let's just do that because I don't know where Koiba is, and that's funny. So Koiba is on the other side of the Panama Canal, which, is it possible to go through? Do I not know where Panama is? Is it possible to get through this? Like, the West and East Oceans, I think, are totally separate. Is there any way of actually getting through here? Are there any travelable canals or rivers, is what I'm trying to ask. We have a non-aggression pact? Oh, yeah. I don't care. That makes sense. If I was more familiar with the events in Crusader Kings, then I wouldn't have made that amateur mistake. If it's a mistake, I might have made the choice either way. So we just looted more money than we can even carry. So all aboard the boat. Wish I was more efficient by carrying more boats. We could have carried more boats. Yes, we could have. And that's a great start to the beginning of our rebooted You Are a Pirate playthrough. Thanks for watching. Thank you for your patience if you're still watching and not completely frustrated. But I'm back with a vengeance here. Thank you for watching, and see you guys next time.